Well, hello. This is going to be about errexit. It's evil, and you shouldn't use it. This is copy paste from actual bash one page, and that says that when you enable the errexit option, the shell should immediately exit. Unless the command you are executing is part of some kind of compound expression, or if it is in a while, or in which case it should continue executing. So here's an example code where we have function prompt user. With the set-e, the errexit option is enabled. Then we have the prompt user function, which simulates input from the user, and function authenticate, which tests whether the user is Alice. And if it is, it will continue to print authenticated, and then it will launch missiles. So if I execute it, we can see that the main function is entered, and that's all the shell does. And if you use this function, if you use it this way, you might be tempted to call the function authenticate in an if command. Right, this is exactly the same code, but with only difference that the main function is calling authenticate inside the if, which is one of the conditions that where the errexit doesn't work. But if I execute it, we can see that the missiles were launched, and that's because the condition which cancels the behavior of errexit, it works even if it's in some higher level where we are calling the function. Any questions? Is this clear? The way to fix this is to actually test the test command for the return code, and if it is non-zero, then use the idiom return 1 or anything non-zero. This is the only way to make the function authenticate, guaranteed to exit if this test fails. This is how the code is actually called. That the function main is called, then the echo that prints the main that it enters. Then it calls the if authenticate, where you would expect that the if authenticate returns non-zero exit code, it will continue executing, but it's not something I would expect inside the authenticate function itself. So this means that the errexit is working depending on the way you call functions. So it can happen to you that you have a code that is working, that you have tested, and then you change the way you call it. And it doesn't matter whether it is just this one level away or it's multiple levels of calling functions. When you change the code to use the if, like in that example, then it just doesn't work. And it's actually standardized in POSIX. So there is the reference. Yeah, it's the first reference, the first link, POSIX issue tracker. There is actually reported bug for the group, something that works on POSIX, and people there are people responding to it that they don't see a reason to change the behavior or to fix it, because you can always use the return non-zero idiom. And no existing shells implement it in some fixed way. So if you implement this feature correctly, then it might get standardized. Any questions?
Maybe what's the idea behind this exception for the behavior, that actually when they created this option, do you know why they actually made this behavior?
I don't know, but I suspect that it just got implemented this way, and then it got standardized. So that's just how it happened.
Where is it standardized?
POSIX.
Really? So it's not just bash.
Yep. So that's the whole talk. That's it. Thank you.